Hello there. Welcome back to the Smallville Retrospective. I'm Scotty. You're not. We're looking at the next episode. It was 18, I believe. Entitled Fragile. Fragile. Must be Italian. Alright, so I saw the premise of this on Wikipedia and I went, oh. Because this is pure filler. It's all it is. And then I saw who was directing this and I went, oh man. They did him wrong. However, after watching this episode, it's not that bad. It's still glorified filler, but it's not that bad. Now, what am I talking about? Who directed it? This was the directorial debut of one Mr. Tom Welling. Yes, the star of the show, he gets to direct. And strange enough, he's in a lot of the episode. Usually when an actor directs, they're not in the episode. You see this with later ones. And, this also will end up being like a tradition of things. It gets to the Arrowverse, where actors from the Arrowverse direct, like Danielle Panabaker or Tom Cavanaugh, or Katie Lotz. When they direct, it's usually filler. They give them filler because it's easier to do than having a first-time director or a guest director come on and be like, "Oh, we got this big old episode for you." No, it's filler, and this is a nice little small filler type episodes that really doesn't go. I made that joke in the last one. Threat filler. The only important stuff is in the B plot, but the B plot's here. The B plot of this episode is that Chloe walks in on Lex and Lana starting to get intimate. And it just leads to a talk between her and Lex, and a talk between her and Lana, and then, I think between her and Lana, whatever. And then, a kiss at the end of the episode. They make out and she runs off. That's it. That's all it leads to. It doesn't really do anything in this. Yeah, so the story focuses on this little girl named Maddie, who was with her foster mom, we find out. And she has the power to control glass. Sorry about that. And the foster mom gets killed by glass, so they think that she's the one behind it. Or like, once it comes across that she can control glass, they think it's her. Lois does, But because Clark was on his way there with something for Naomi, they take her in. That's the only reason why she goes over there is because of that. Right? They're trying to figure out what's going on. They soon find out that she can control glass, and Lois automatically jumps to conclusions that, oh, she was the one who did it, right? There has to be some twist with this. She does say, no, I was in another room and I can't do it between rooms. So something else was going on. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, Clark is running off to find out information about something. I don't know what the hell he ran off for. I'm assuming they needed to have scenes when he wasn't in there so he could direct. But I really don't remember why he ran off. Maybe to do some research. He does talk to someone. But he does kind of run off middle of this. And it's pretty much because they need to have him off screen do directing stuff. So yeah, he finds out that there is this what do you call him? Child services guy shows up when they're like, oh, we could go, because first she's like, well, let's go for a walk, because Lois wants her to be anywhere but near glass, but she wants to be with Shelby. So she runs back into the barn. She's like, come on, we gotta get you away from Glass. This is when the child services guy shows up and is like, Glass, what are you talking about? What's going on here? What are you doing? You know, those people, they mean well, but they don't listen enough to what's really going on. They hear something like in when it comes to movies and stuff. It's like, oh, but I care about the protection of this child. Yeah, but you're not listening enough to what the characters are saying to actually protect her. Lois is trying to tell her this stuff else is going on. He's like, no, I'm gonna take her back, and I'm gonna she'll be fine. She'll be fine. No, you don't understand. I think we're from Glass. No. Yeah, and then the class bursts. This was revealed that her birth father, played by Callum Keith Rennie, who's been in many things, has been following her. He went to jail a long time ago for stealing diamonds, and he's responsible for her mother's death, apparently. And now he's escaped, and he's killed Naomi, and now he's after her, and now he kills the Child Protective Services guy, and takes off with her. And Lois ends up with a bunch of glass in her back. She's fan. And then Clark goes to talk to the guy's mom, who says that, oh, he made this beautiful thing out of glass, but she had to sell it. And but he's like, did they ever find the diamonds that you stole? She's like, no. Turns out they're in this glass painting thing that he made, this glass sculpture thing. It's like a, what do you call it? Stained glass window type thing, stained glass painting thing. Whatever you want to call it. And it happens to be inside the Talon, so you know, there's that. He goes in, he takes him out. Clark shows up and knocks him on his ass. And you're thinking, okay, now we're gonna start wrapping up. No, it's a false finale, because he shows up, rescues her, and then because the guy that arrests the dude has glasses, he gets away. Seriously? I know that nobody would tell, but this is Smallville. You think that someone would have, you know, if Mr. Kent, that sheriff, was still around, she'd be like, Sheriff, he has powers to control glass. All right, Mr. Kent, take your glasses off. No glass, you know? But no, because there's this new sheriff that we never see, by the way. Yeah, it's just, this guy's dead. He escapes, and again we see Clark and them come downstairs because they go back to their farm again for some reason, and he realizes that he's got Martha in the barn with the glass. And I generally like this shot because he's like, I want it back. He's like, no. Clark's like, no. So he's gonna launch all this glass at Clark, and as it goes towards him, it stops, reforms itself, and turns back around and starts going around him, the bad guy. And I'm like, that is a pretty good CGI shot. Now, I know Tom Welling put it, I don't do the CGI, but that is really good done shot, because you think Clark's just going to be like, and let it hit him, because it's not going to hurt him. But, like, generally when it turns around, and there's this speech that Clark gives about, no, you don't want to do this? Why not? I'm just like him. No, you're better than that. You're better than him. You're not like him. You know? And he makes the speech like, sometimes we're not like meant to be like our fathers or something like that. Like, you know, basically what Jonathan has told him, you know, like, about not letting you know, what you don't have to follow what your father wants you to follow, so like that. You know, maybe what your father wants is not your destiny. Situation. Yeah, and yeah, she drops it, and then he's just taken to jail, I guess. I don't know. He just gives up after this. Yeah. And then, besides the scene I said where they were making out, there's another scene where Clark asks Chloe, hey, we find out that Lois is going to be Marla's chief of staff, which is an important plot point. And we find out Chloe asks Chloe, so how was Lana? She's like, I'm not going to be in the middle of you two, basically, is what she says. And, yeah, this episode's fine. It's perfectly fine. Look, you'll be able to tell that these reviews are getting shorter and shorter because there's not much to talk about. They're glorified filler. But I've been looking at the directors. The last time we had a major director was Greg Beeman in Reckoning. Right. The next episode was decent, but not good. All of these have been very in quality because they weren't the big directors like James Marshall or Terrence O'Hara or Greg Beeman that have done things. We're getting some more James Marshall and Terrence O'Hara coming up. So I'm expecting better episodes. The next one, I remember being pretty decent. It's another ripoff, but I remember being, as far as the back half of this, one that stood out to me. I'm waiting for this one. I thought it was all the way in season 2, but no, it's this one. Yes. So, what are your thoughts on this episode? Let me comment. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I've been Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.